Foodies, welcome back to another episode of the Culinary Trap and Sound Bites podcast. We got a special episode today. Here we got Nick King of Proud Puff Cereal. How you doing today, Nick?
I'm great, man. How about yourself?
I'm doing all right. No complaints, man.
I appreciate you having me, man. Definitely.
Oh, yeah. When I came across your story, I was like, man, we got to, send out an invitation to get him on the show.
I appreciate that.
But yeah, so, as I was looking over some of the articles, growing up in Connecticut, how was the breakfast culture like in the house that's growing up there?
I mean, I guess just like everybody else is to some degree, everything's still kind of being fast paced, you kind of grab what you can grab and to get to your destination. But I've always been a cereal fanatic, ridiculously. I could probably eat cereal, breakfast, lunch and dinner. So I think the stars kind of aligned with having me in this space. Literally, like it's that bad. I'll probably go through a box, every 2 days. So yeah, man, it's probably the same as everybody else on what you can grab, but cereal definitely, played a heavy part in my upbringing. Even now, man, I definitely still grab a box of cereal and knock it out for the day. Okay. What
were some of your go-tos?
Oh man, I had some weird choices. Let me see. Captain Crunch, obviously, like that's a thing. Okay. I had Honey Smacks. I don't know if anybody had Honey Smacks.
I hated Honey Smacks.
Yeah, it was weird, but the milk tastes really good after. So I don't know. It was like a weird, like coffee, weird taste. What else? Pops was really good. Okay. And when I started, I think when I broke like 25. I started doing Raisin Bran Crunch. I don't know why, but it's delicious.
Okay. No, Raisin Bran 5, bro. I think, growing up, it's just like, because you think raisins, you're like, ugh, that's nasty. Yeah. But then once you get older, you be like, man, this cereal kind of slap because you feel good about eating it too. Because you're like, yo, I got a whole fruit. My cereal, like that's what's up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't get the fruit experience in most cereals, bro.
Right. I real fruit. Anytime I mention Raisin Bran Crunch, I usually get flamed for 15 minutes, if not more. It says it's an old person cereal, but it's good to me, man. They just started adding Raisin Bran Crunch with bananas, but now that I got Proud Puffs, I can't really be buying anybody else's cereal. So it's a little different now, but
right.
Yeah, man.
It's funny you mentioned that because I feel the same way about Honey Bunches of Oats, man.
That's another fire one.
That was a sleeper. I don't even see them anymore. I haven't seen it in the store in a while, but Honey Bunches of Oats is definitely a sleeper, man. Good choice.
Man, for sure. So, this as far as like breakfast, you say that, cereal is your go-to. Is there any other kind of breakfast entrees that you like?
Listen, man, I'm a foodie, man. So I could do scrambled eggs, man. Pancakes, 100%. I'm a pancakes. Actually, I got a weird thing with pancakes. So I'll do peanut butter and jelly on top of my pancakes. I don't know if anybody's ever tried it, but it's actually delicious. No, I'm by myself.
I've had peanut butter, not the jelly.
You might be by yourself on that.
No, but it could be a game changer.
If you can put peanut butter on it, you can put jelly on it. I promise you. Dark chocolate pancakes is fire. I could do waffles. I could do any breakfast food. There's really no breakfast food. Steak and eggs is classic. Yeah, man. Okay. Any breakfast.
Okay.
So what's your hierarchy when it comes to pancakes, French toast, and waffles? Starting from the bottom. Start from the bottom and work your way up. That's right.
Waffles.
Okay.
French toast, pancakes.
Yo, you wildin', yo.
I know I know it gets a little weird. Those two could be interchangeable.
That's not bad. I like that though. I like that.
Yeah, it could be interchangeable, but I do like adding like bananas to my pancakes or blueberries to my pancakes and get creative. So they're not boring pancakes. Like there's definitely some flavor to it. So yeah.
Definitely, man. Let's get into Proud Puffs. So you say that the Black Lives Matter movement inspired Proud Puffs. Was there like a certain turning point in that movement? Like I know a lot of things happened since it's been founded. Was there a certain pivotal moment or event that you was like, you know what, I'm gonna put steps into creating Proud Puffs?
I mean, so it's a couple things. So originally it started I like to call it divine inspiration. It was right after George Floyd, and I guess you would say like there was obviously a lot going on. There was a lot of the protests, there were the riots, or just the general feeling that we got when that happened. It's like, you know, we lost a family member. You know what I mean? Just seeing it was I still to this day haven't watched the full video. Just because once he started screaming out to his mother, that was it for me. I was like, yep, can't finish this. But I would say definitely probably one of the nights of the bigger protests. You know, I probably didn't sleep too well, and like 3 a.m. and this is why I like to say divine inspiration, and kind of like think about it as if somebody kind of like whispered something to you while you sleep, and you just kind of woke up and you're kind of looking around, and you're like, okay. And wow. As bizarre as it sounds, the only thing on my mind was a cereal company. I'm like, where's, you know what I mean? I'm literally like in my thoughts now, and I'm kind of just sitting there, and just like anybody, you know what I mean, in our demographic or our age range, we got social media first. So I'm grabbing my phone. It's like 3 a.m. I'm scrolling and I'm watching the protests and stuff like that. And I'm watching, you know, Black Lives Matter and, you know, Shop Black, etc. So I just on a whim, I Google Black cereal company, and I found nothing. And when I found nothing, I was like, oh, I got something. I might have something special here. Yeah. And yeah, man, I just kind of put action to it after that. And, you know, I didn't stop. You know, a couple months later, you know, here we are.
I love it, man. And the design of the cereals, you went with the black fist inside the cereal. Yeah.
Black empowerment fist. I mean, by the time I designed by the time I had the concept of, you know, it obviously, you know, just being a black owned cereal company, I didn't want to just put out a product. I wanted to build a company out. So by the time I got to that space, and then, you know, tying into the box being, you know, my family on the box, tying into my company being called Legacy Cereal, you know, that made sense. So I'm like, you know what? This is already a unapologetically black cereal. So I'm like, we might as well just kind of go all the way at that point. So I was like, what else can I add? And I thought proud, and I was like, proud. I think I might have Googled proud, and the empowerment fist kind of popped up, and I was like, they're doing y'all. We might as well. We're already unapologetically black. We might as well just go all the way, man. And that's kind of where we are right now.
I love it. It's like God is, you know, guided you along the way, you know, throughout the whole process of you getting to this point.
Definitely. When I tell people, you know, I was in fashion prior to this. So that's why I say when this idea kind of came to me, because this is not something you would normally wake up and like, oh, I'm gonna start a cereal company. It's like there was nothing layered in that space. It was literally like something I woke up to, and then everything from there, whether it's how the mold was designed to me meeting the actual designer that designed the box, all really what we would call bizarre you know, doors opening in ways of it actually happening, man. So I like to call it divine inspiration, because it was definitely God gave me the best alley-oop ever.
Yeah.
Meant to be.
Yes, sir.
Definitely. So in the ingredients, I see it's a vegan cereal. What made you want to have that need to like, this has to be a vegan cereal?
Oh man, so many things. But to start, you know, I've been on my journey of eating healthier. Especially through COVID, you know, that kind of like enhanced it a little bit more. You know, I've been on my eating healthier journey. You know, I did vegan eating fully for maybe like 8 or 9 months, and I felt great, to be honest. You know, I like to, as of right now, I like to say everything's good in a healthy balance. You know, so I'll do probably like 5 days vegan, you know, two days just kind of eating normal, I guess you would say, or whatever our actual norm is. And that's just kind of my balance. So when making the cereal, I kind of said to myself, you know, I want to put something healthy into the culture. So not just uplift the culture, I want to put something healthy, you know, so I don't want to just kind of force down sugary cereal. You know, I want it to be what I like to call the healthier option. So we're a good balance. You know, we're not all 100% on the health side, you know, to where it tastes like cardboard. You know, we're a healthier option, but it still tastes good. And that's the main point.
Okay.
That's good, man.
Appreciate that. Definitely, man. You know, that was one of the main things. Like I was like, I know parents are gonna gravitate to it, but I was like, it has to hit the kid's taste bud. You know, it has to be something good. Otherwise, they're gonna be like, Mom, don't buy that cereal anymore. You know, so that's what I like to say. The healthier option still has to have a good flavor to it.
Okay. Definitely, man. And on the box design, they see you got the crossword puzzle on the back. Also, facts of Black historical figures on the
Yes,
side
sir.
of it as well too.
Yes, sir. So, so basically, the back was probably, I think, maybe the second thing that I put together to design.
Mm-hmm.
Just being an old school cereal fanatic, I kind of said to myself, like, I remember, the games on the back of the cereal box, like that was the thing, like,
Right.
in the morning times, that's what we were doing. So I was like, how do I mix old school with a little bit of new school? So I was like, all right, you know what? A word search would be dope, but I'm also into affirmations now that I got older, speaking positivity, law of attraction, etc. So I said, you know what? Why not mix both, and also just give our kids the ability to speak positivity into themselves before they leave the house and have to deal with the cruel world. So, when they're saying to themselves in the morning, I am beautiful, I am brave, I'm enough. When they go outside and someone tries to tell them different, they're gonna be like, nah, man, I already know who I am. And I thought that was like the biggest piece to start their day with. I mean, it's breakfast, gotta do it right.
That's huge, man. I love that. Because you really don't see that anymore when it comes to, cereal boxes.
Right. And it's just that was the way. I was like, I want to infuse a little bit of old with the new. And on the side of the box, just kind of almost the same thing. It's like you don't know where you're going unless you know where you've been. So, I know culturally, we kind of gravitate to sports or music, but our lineage and our history, we got great inventors. We've invented some of the greatest things. We've been the first at some of the most amazing things. So, I wanted kids to know, like, listen, man, you could, this is another lane. You could be the first anything. I mean, you don't always have to gravitate to those other things. So that was also important as well.
I love it, man. I love it. So, with your company, Legacy Brands, or is it Legacy Cereals?
Legacy Cereal, yeah.
Legacy Cereals. What does legacy mean to you? And as far as legacy and generational wealth, how important is that to you? In in creating your products?
Man, I'm gonna try to sum that up, man, because that's been the biggest piece of my life. I feel like everybody at some point kind of finds their purpose in life. And, prior to, I think I had my son when I was 20. I kind of said to myself, I have 18 years to give him a better life than I had, and that was the mission. Once I said that to myself and I really broke that down, I was like, 18 years is a long, you look at 18 years, you go, that's a long time, right? So I kind of said to myself, I was like, I got 18 years to kind of give him a better life in all aspects of it. So, that's just kind of been my mission, so anything that I do, I put family first, and, that's what pulls me out of my bed at 5 a.m. or 6 a.m., you know what I mean? And kind of keeps me going, man. So generational wealth is huge. I want to build this company out, you know what I mean? So I can pass this down to, my son, my legacy, or my sisters, my nieces, my nephews. Like, I want them to be, a part of the advisory board and things like that. Like, early on, I've been having people ask, like, do you want to sell the company? And I'm like, no, man, I don't want to sell a company. Like, I want this to, kind of carry on for generations, man. So it's a huge part of the brand. And that's why it was very important to name it that way.
Okay. Man, I love that, man. Generational wealth is something that we've always talked to our audience about, and just how important it is. So just to hear you say that is, this is huge. It's huge.
I think culturally right now, more than ever, we're kind of waking up and realizing the space of ownership. That's one of the reasons why I gravitated to Nipsey's music, man, because that's all he talked about. You know what I mean? All he talked about was ownership, and playing the long game, and like being a marathon and things like that. So it's I think we're all in a great space, and I think for the next couple of years, culturally we're going to be moving the needle probably more than we've ever.
I love it, man. I love it. I can't wait to see what happens in the future. But yeah, we just got to stay focused.
Sure.
So we got a black man who owns a cereal brand right in front of us, man. How important is people of color getting into the food space to you, Nick?
I think it's huge, man. It kind of ties back to what I said before. Right now I've kind of carved out a lane to where, like, I don't have anybody I'm competing with. You know what I mean? Like, that's like looking around, and it's kind of like, all right, I don't see anybody else like me. It's twofold. One is exciting, kind of being, the first. But also it's kind of like, you know what? I can't wait to pull the next person up that even has the idea of saying, like, someone actually has asked me, like, what's the process of making, like, starting your own company? And this was on social media, on literally on Facebook, and I told them, I was like, well, this is the steps, this is what I did. And people messaged me separate and was like, why would you tell them? And I'm like, why would I not tell them? You know what I mean? It took me 6 or 7 months to kind of gather this information. If I can send it out in one message, you know what I mean, and save them 6 or 7 months, why not? And I think, like I said, we're in a space where everybody can come into it. You know what I mean? Whether you want to create your first oatmeal. I found a guy that created his own applesauce. I haven't had applesauce in years, but I was just proud the black man had applesauce. I was like, you know what I mean? Like, let me get a couple jars. Like, applesauce was amazing when I used to eat it. So, you know, I think that we're in a space, man. We can create whatever we want, man. Hot sauce, a fish, you know, packets, whatever the case may be. We can do whatever we want, man. We just got to put action towards the idea, you know?
Absolutely.
Whatever it takes, man. Shout out to man, he always end up on this podcast too. Master P doing the same thing.
That's my guy, man.
Always something new, and like you said, it's crazy that people like it's enough money out here where we all can eat and we all can win. Absolutely. Like that's the crazy part. Like if there's anything I know that you want to know, then I'm gonna tell you. Like I don't know, it's kind of random, but it was interview I was listening to. I think it was like Young Thug, and he was talking about like should Jay-Z tell him how to make $1 billion? And Young Thug was like, yeah, like if Jay-Z knew, and I asked you like, yo, how do you make $1 billion? You kind of just expect them like, yo, we both African Americans, we both black. Like it's more than, it's not like we going for the same $1 billion anyway. Like just give us the blueprint. Like no pun intended. Give us the blueprint. Like
spreading information, spreading knowledge. Like we should all be doing that.
That's key. What you said it's not like we're going for the same $1 billion, and that's a real thing. It's like, you know, there's more, there's others. So like, while I'm getting this billion, you can get that billion. You know,
It's so much.
Yeah, I hope more going forward that everyone has that mindset that listen, there's so much money out there. If we can pull together resources, if we can pull together talents. Culturally, man, especially if we go back and invest back into the culture, but culturally, man, we'll be in a great space.
Man, absolutely. Well, man, it's been a great episode. Jeremy, got any other final remarks?
As far as remarks, I just want to say I'm excited, man. Like I don't even. I'll put it like this: like I don't really eat cereal like that. But I'm ready to see your cereal on the shelves so I can like buy a couple boxes and just support. You know what I mean? That's one thing I like. Like it's something, especially now, like it's, I know we speak about it a lot. 2020 was rough.
Definitely.
It was rough, but I think there's always a silver lining with everything. And I think the amount of support you can get from a large amount of people from the Black community is a lot easier now than it was before 2020. Because I mean, even now, I mean, we spoke about it before with, I think it was our last episode about like a Black grocery store. Like I've never been to a Black grocery store, but I best believe if there's a Black grocery store anywhere near me, then I would shop there. I would go out of my way to go there. So now there's going to be a Black cereal brand. It's like, yo, like, you know, I eat cereal from time to time. I'd rather eat that than, you know, Cinnamon Toast Crunch or whatever the case is. So I'm just excited for the future to see the growth and really just to support somebody in my community. So
I appreciate that, man.
Absolutely, man.
I agree 100%, man. It's a mentality shift. You know, that's exactly what you're talking about. We've definitely shifted our mentality to be in that space, man. So I'm excited to be there, man. I've definitely gotten people that said, listen, I don't really eat cereal, but I'm going to buy a couple boxes because, you know what I mean? Like, it's Black. I'm going to buy a couple boxes. Like, I'm going to give it out if I have to. You know off
the straight, you know what I mean? Like, where them Proud Puffs at, man? Like, what's up? Like, I'm tweeting and everything. Like, yo, you ain't got these yet? Oh, you missing out, my boy. You missing out. And they healthy, too. And, bro, guess what? They vegan, bro. They vegan. They vegan. And that's another wave, too. Like, even, like, vegan, even if you don't eat vegan, we're willing to give, you know, eating vegan, like you say, at least somewhat out of the time, you know what I mean? I might not eat vegan all the time, but it's some days I'll be like, you know what, I'm gonna eat vegan today. Or you know what, I'm gonna try to make this vegan meal. Or the case is, because we know, I mean, it's like common knowledge. Like we all know it's like the healthiest way to eat, but it's a little hard. But anything's good in moderation. But
yeah, it is. That's one of my slogans, man. Anything is good in moderation. So we don't really know. I'm not gonna go down the vegan rabbit hole, but we still got time to identify whether eating full vegan is actually going to be healthy, because it takes years of research to really figure that out. But I can say for myself, the couple months that I did eat vegan, I did feel better. I felt healthier. I did have more energy. You know what I'm saying? Like I eat a meal and I wouldn't be sluggish. I'd be like, wow, okay. I can kind of go out my day. So, I definitely, I love all the support. The cultural impact so far has been amazing. Just people, just the outpour of love, man. So I'm in the face, man. I definitely gave me one of the best alley-oops ever, man. So,
he did that.
And Proud Post right now is direct consumer, correct?
Yes. So as of right now, so actually, I guess this is perfect timing. So February 1st, first day of Black History Month, we'll be launching our crowdfunding campaign, also tied into your pre-orders. So you'll be able to go to the website. I decided to do it with a Black crowdfunding platform versus your usuals, like your Kickstarters, your Indiegogos, mainly because at the end of the day, I was like, you know what, if I raise money, who do I, because it obviously is a fee to everything. I was like, who do I want that 5% to go to? And I was like, I would rather it kind of go back into the community that's helping to fund Black founders. Wow. So even though it's a smaller platform, I was like, you know what, I want to go there. So you can go to fundblackfounders.com. And it'll have all the information there. You can finalize your pre-order there, and I'll have additional rewards to kind of keep everybody updated. Or you just go to proudpuffcereal.com. Makes it a little easier.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Is there any social media? How people can reach y'all on social media?
Yeah. Proud Puff Cereal on Instagram, and Who is Nick King?
Okay. There you have it, guys. So we're going to go ahead and wrap up the show. As y'all know,
hold on. I have one more question, man.
Okay.
So when I get this box of Proud Puffs, what kind of milk should I use, man?
That's actually a good question.
It's a very important
great question. Right there.
That's actually a good question. So me personally, I would do vanilla almond milk.
Okay.
That's
okay.
That I don't know what it is, man, but the combination of flavor just works really well. I stopped drinking regular milk years ago.
Same.
Yeah, almond milk's a little bit more expensive, but I'll go almond milk vanilla 100%, or oat milk if you had to go that way. But almond milk.
Ooh, I love oat milk too.
Not mad at you either way, but I mainly do almond milk vanilla.
Okay. Bet.
My man, I appreciate it.
I can't go on.
All right. So as y'all know, we're gonna wrap it up. Once again, thanks y'all for joining us today. And once again, real food for real people. Peace.
Deuces.